Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is going over a weekly stock market recap. I meant to have this done earlier on in the week. I was just a little bit busy doing a bunch of other stuff, but nonetheless I'll upload another one of these videos on Sunday going into next week, and this is going to be a kind of like a reoccurring thing that I do on the channel just every week, like going over like the charts of major indexes like the SPY and the Dow Jones. So let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So I have a couple of lines right here drawn on the SPY chart, and what I'll start by explaining off is what happened here on Memorial Day weekend, as we can see by the extended gray area, which is the days in which the market is closed. You guys can see right before Memorial Day weekend, SPY was having a little bit of resistance right around the 298 area right here. We can see if we go back a couple of days, on the Tuesday of last week, it jumped all the way up to that area, got rejected, downtrended a little bit once again, tried to go back up to that area, but it kept on getting rejected multiple times. For example, right here, and over here. However, during Memorial Day weekend, it was able to break through that 298 area and uptrend even higher. It continued to trade higher all the way up until reaching a resistance of 303, and then it actually ended up dropping all the way back down to the previous resistance, which is 298. However, it ended up bouncing back. So right now, as of right now, we can consider this to be a very strong support, which was previous resistance. But like I said, it bounced off of that 298 area, and this time when I tried going back above the 304 area, it was able to break through, and this is where we're at right now. So right now, markets have just closed. It's been having a little bit of trouble right around the 304 area. It's been kind of like a major key resistance and support area. You can see it's bounced off multiple times, reaching a high all the way up of almost 307. Right now, there's been going on some news between some more China tariffs, which is why the SPY has been downtrending, and right now it's even below that support of that 304 area. However, overall, I'm still optimistic about the stock market as a whole, especially because of this blue line. This blue line is the 200-day simple moving average, and part of the reason why SPY was able to gap out through the Memorial Day weekend was because it crossed over. Right now you can't really see it, but we're going to go ahead and switch the time frame all the way up to 180 days, and we'll get a better picture of what I'm talking about. So right here, you can see that we follow this blue line. The last time it crossed under was right around February, late February, and if you guys remember, that's exactly around the time when all this COVID-19 and the pandemic started. And so it's been below the 200-day simple moving average for almost 2 months actually. The last time was around last time it was above, it was right around March 1st, no, around March 3rd, March 4th. And so it's been well under that for a good amount of time. And right here, during, like I said, during Memorial Day weekend was when we finally crossed over, and kind of this reversal of the overall stock market. So what do I think is going to happen? So I think, as like I said, right now I'm still optimistic about it, even though it's downtrending and testing the recent supports of the 304 area. So as long as SPY is able to maintain above the 200-day moving average, which is right around 300, I think that this is a very good bullish indicator. If it does fall under the 200-day moving average, I can see it testing all the way down the 298 area, which was the previous support. But now I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys the chart of the Dow Jones, which is another really big index which tracks similar companies to the SPY, but it does vary a little bit. So here we have the Dow Jones, which is ticker symbol DIA, and as you guys can see, there's a very similar pattern as in the SPY. Kind of just trading sideways for the last couple of days up until the Memorial Day weekend, which is right here. It crossed over that resistance of the 248 and started to gap up even more. So very, like I said, very similar pattern. However, on the Dow Jones, as you can see, it's actually below the blue line, which is, like I mentioned before, the 200-day moving average. And we can see right here a better picture. Very similar, like I said, crosses over under the 200-day EMA line around early to late February, and has been under that for the last couple of weeks. So going into these next following days, it's still a little bit below that. It got as high as 258, but the 200-day moving average isn't all the way up until 263. So I think that as long as the Dow Jones is able to maintain above the 248 area, which is this support, which was resistance and now has become support from the Memorial Day weekend. I am bullish on the overall stock market, and I think that if the Dow Jones is able to get all the way back up to the 263 area, which would mean that it crosses above the 200-day moving average, then this is definitely going to be a good sign for stocks going into the future, because it just signals that the stock market is in fact rebounding and isn't just moving based off of news like the vaccine. But right now, like I said, I'm bullish. We're just gonna have to wait and see how the market plays out. If there's gonna be any other important news that comes out, as I've mentioned before, there has been some news lately about President Trump inputting some more tariffs, and that's kind of what affected the market today. Like I said, it's been going up the last 2 days, all the way from 250 to 258. But opening today, like I said, those rumors sparked up today, and also the potential laws that he's trying to sign regarding social media, which is what affected and drove the market today to sell off a little bit from 258 all the way down to around 255. But overall, that just serves as a healthy pullback, because it's not really it wasn't a drastic drop. Like I said, we've been going up all the way from the 250 area all the way to 258. So that's a pretty big move in about 3 days. So, it doesn't hurt to have a small pullback and potentially reaching above the 200-day simple moving average. But like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. I do have some bullish positions on my account right now regarding banks, and one on Snapchat, which I'll go over in more detail in a future video. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.